Hello all YouTubers, I'm the Weather Dude. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you over to you back into this Tropical Storm Gamma discussion for October 3rd, 2020. Before I get on with today's video, however, if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest forecast and best forecast from the Weather Dude, then please, every single one of you that is not subscribed, please click the subscribe and the ring and the notification bell so you guys stay up to date with the latest The Weather Dude content. And also, please watch the whole video. Thank you guys so much, by the way, for 1,000 subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me. And this is taking the next step towards monetization, so please watch the whole video. It really does help out my channel a lot. And also, please give this video a like and share this with your friends. Thank you. Now let's get on with today's video. So today we're going to be talking about Tropical Storm Gamma, and hopefully I'll be giving an update on the 3 additional potential tropical cyclones tomorrow here, as you can see by the National Hurricane Center. But Tropical Storm Gamma has sustained winds of 65 miles an hour. It was around 70 at its strongest. Personally, I think it was actually a hurricane very, very briefly, maybe for like an hour or two, may not have been that long. But because of the rapid strengthening environment that it was in, like it went from a tropical depression, and before you knew it was up to 50, and then 65, 70. So it strengthened pretty quickly, and why? Water temperatures were in like the upper 80s to almost pretty much around 90. So that's probably a good explanation. Also, there really was no shear, although it may start to encounter some over the next couple of days, next few days. Pressure 985 millibars as of the 5 o'clock update. All right, we're actually going to get update, in about a few minutes or so. So closer towards the end of the video, we'll probably get an update on Gamma, but so you can kind of compare the beginning and end of the video, what changed. But not much will change because this is just an intermediate update, no major updates. Movement is northwest at 8 miles an hour. Now, key messages, again, very heavy rain for the Gulf of Mexico, and for Mexico itself. Now, even though it's a very big threat to Mexico, people want to know where Gamma is going to go after it hits Mexico. Most likely answer right now, as you'll see in the track very soon, most likely going to be turning west and then moving southwestward into the Bay of Campeche, into the southwestern corner of the Gulf of Mexico. Then probably maybe move back over the mainland part of Mexico, not near Belize or Cancun where it first struck, but probably more inland parts of Mexico, then probably dissipate from there. But a lot of rainfall nonetheless, is a big rainfall threat. And we take a look here, again, you got your tropical storm force winds shaded in that orange. Anywhere shaded in that orange has tropical storm force winds. Another reason that I thought that this might have become a hurricane is because when it made landfall with 70-mile-an-hour winds. National Hurricane Center actually did put up hurricane warnings. And that's saying basically hurricane conditions are very, very likely, so it may have very well been a hurricane. Also, I'll show you, actually I might as well show it to you guys right now. Aircraft reconnaissance. This is what they picked up at about, I'd say that's about 11:15 this morning. And this is flight level reconnaissance, so it's pretty close to the ground. And as you can see, some mix of purples in there. That is your Category 1 hurricane force winds. If it was, I bet you they probably picked up winds of just about 74 miles an hour, which is probably what you need for a hurricane. So they probably picked up winds of exactly that. But its track, okay, is going to be continuing to move north, then make a very sudden west and then southwest movement, all right, into the Bay of Campeche, and then pretty much dissipating from there. All right, so whatever key messages. All right, now we have our interactive map. So basically, anywhere shading this tealish color, you're getting tropical storm force winds. But if you happen to be, which I don't see any, on the borders of the Yucatan and Quintana Roo, on those borders, you're seeing some winds of 58 miles an hour plus, indicated by the green. I zoomed in. It looks like it's a big region, but it's not. All right, so Quintana Roo and the Yucatan borders here in Mexico. All right, anywhere along that border line, that's where you're seeing some winds of 58 miles an hour plus. But that wind field may move towards Tizimin maybe in the near future, but this green wind field will be shrinking because the storm will be continuing to weakening. So it'll just be this broader tropical storm force circle that you'll see here. But Cozumel, Cancun, all places that are seeing tropical storm force winds right now. So this storm, the projected track is to weaken to 50 miles an hour, reemerge over the Gulf of Mexico with 45-mile-an-hour winds, stay there for a little bit, go back up to 50, maybe even back up to 60 with winds gusting to 70, then drop it to the south 50, and then weakening once more. I think it also has to do because even though the storm is sitting in a good environment, when a storm moves from northeast to southwest like that, it actually helps it weaken. because a storm is not used to moving in a sort of direction, like the way, I think it has something to do with the Earth's tilt, but essentially tropical systems they're not comfortable with moving in this direction, right? They don't move from northeast to southwest. You don't see that too often. They can move east to west. They can move south to north. They can move southwest to northeast. But this is one of the directions that's kind of uncommon. And tropical systems, they can become disproportionalized if they move in that sort of direction. So it's pretty dangerous. But the environment to develop these systems is still a good environment. A lot of warm water and low shear for now. Earliest reasonable arrival time for tropical storm force winds is pretty much here already. But for some areas in mainland of Mexico, Tuesday morning is your time to prepare in case tropical storm force winds have the possibility to move on shore. Sea surface temperatures, again, were near 90. We had above average sea surface temperatures, darker orange right in that area where it made landfall, even some reds as well. So you better believe those sea surface temperatures were warm. Even if the sea surface temperatures in this northern Caribbean region, even if they were a little bit below average, still would have been very warm, all right? Because this area is so warm anyway. Now, I've been saying in my past couple of videos that the sea surface temperatures are the warmest they've ever been. I can't say that anymore because we went from 31 Celsius down to 30, but some localized areas are still 31 Celsius, which is pretty darn close to 90 degrees in terms of the ocean water temperatures. Now, HWRF is a good intensity model. I like using it. It's a very high definition. I really like using this model. And this is 5 o'clock. All right, so it is actually 8 o'clock. So we're actually going to move forward to 8 o'clock. So this is basically right now 986 millibars of pressure. We got a decent, I'd say, northwest eye wall. There's nothing on the northeast side. All right, and then we got some banding features to the northwest of it and one band to the east of it. All right, it's a very, very good looking storm. Pressure may go all the way up to 991 before it reemerges over the Gulf, and possibly does a little bit more re-strengthening, and then it'll start weakening to 1,000 millibars, and all the rain gets lifted off to the north, all right, away from the storm, meaning it's disorganized. The rain and the storm center are getting separated from each other. And I mean, we're talking about a couple inches of rain per hour, though, where the rain does fall. I mean, you got these, look at these magenta colors, for about 55 to 60, much as 65 millimeters of rain per hour, which is well over a couple inches an hour. So very, very heavy rain. The cyclonic vorticity signature, all right, as you can see, some darker reds and they fade to more light reds. Then you can see all the energy, look how it gets transferred up here, and the storm center's down here. So when you get the energy gets separated from the storm like that, it really helps it to weaken a little bit. Which is obviously good news. Here's a storm as it emerges over the Gulf, and the HWRF model says, hey, this could become a Category 1 hurricane by tomorrow morning, by Sunday, October 4th at 11 a.m. 70 knots. So that's basically 75, close to 80 miles an hour. I don't believe we'll get that strong, especially this quickly. If it does get stronger, it'll be more down the road. Like right here, they also say 74 knots, all right? And this time, that's 8 p.m. on Sunday, all right? So it has a little bit of time to strengthen. I think they're having to strengthen a little bit early, but it's certainly in the realm of possibility, especially, again, with the kind of environment it is in. But then weakening after that, and that, of course, I do agree with. So, again, 70 mile an hour winds, 65 mile an hour winds, pressure down 980, probably at its lowest. If we look at the, actually, before we look at the satellite loop, let's actually take a look at the total accumulated precipitation. So here's a GFS model, and this is basically additional rainfall from what we've already seen. In parts of the northern Yucatan, all right, if you're farther west, you haven't seen the rainfall yet, so your totals will probably be a little bit higher, at least for additional rainfall. Additional 4 to 6, we can even see on the extreme northern coast there, maybe 6 to 10 on the extreme northern coast of Yucatan, but like I said, areas farther west may have not seen the rain yet. Areas that have could still see another 1 to 3 plus inches of rainfall on top of the double-digit rainfall totals that we've already seen. All right, so as for where the low is now, all right, this is as of 2. Actually, this actually might be, it says as of 2 p.m., but I'm actually noticing it's moving. So this might actually be updated, all right, but to maybe 22 or 23 Z's, about 7 o'clock or so. So as you can see, the low has been on shore, no doubt about it. So it's going to be doing some temporary weakening. Again, a lot of the models do have it moving more in the north and then just booking it towards the southwest, back into the Bay of Campeche, where it wants to reorganize itself. But models say that eventually it could lift off, right? Look at this. So models have it moving northwest, then dropping southwest, but then some have it retreating back to the north into the Gulf of Mexico. And I think the stationary front that's in place will prevent it from doing that, but we'll have to watch. Now, our ship's diagnostic message here, all right? Wind shear will be remaining stable, probably close to 30 knots. At times will get a little unfavorable for development. Now again, you're playing with that front indigestion. You're kind of playing with fire here. All right, it can help it to develop, but it can also weaken it. All right, upper level winds, you gotta watch that. Sea surface temperatures are about 30 Celsius. As you can see here, storm speed could be slowing down. Some of the models are saying down to 2, even 1 mile an hour next week. And the heat content is moderate right now, but like I said, it's on land, so you really can't get any heat content from the water. But heat content will be remaining pretty moderate over the next couple days and the next few days. And we have received the 8 o'clock update, and surprise, we have our system, our other area to watch at 70 now, at a high chance of development, up from 50 or 60. Still 10% for this system, number 3, and number 2 is at 20%. But as for Gamma, has weakened a little bit more. All right, we're down to 60 mile an hour, same way as movement, hasn't changed direction or speed, but pressure has gone up a little bit to 990 millibars. And of course, like I said, since this isn't a major update, the track will not change. So maybe some of the alerts might have changed, but I think everything is the same except for the current storm information. So down to 60 miles an hour. I'm glad I got to update you guys on this during this video. Now GPS model tracks, they're all over the place. I mean, we got models trending it up here. We got models having it stalling down there. I mean, that model's all over the place. But if you look at the black line, which sums up all the models, the black line does have it moving back into the central Gulf. So that's what right down the middle. That's what the models are saying. As for intensity, I do agree with the models here. It'll probably stay mid-strong tropical storm, but all of them keeping right in the middle there. Some at a high level tropical storm, some at a low end. I did actually put a poll in the community tab asking you guys how strong you think the system could get. All right. So it's not quite too late to answer that question yet, so consider doing so. But a couple models do have it becoming a Category 1 hurricane. But it's in the realm of possibility, but it's a little less likely at this time. So thank you guys for watching today's video. A lot of rain nonetheless, regardless if it becomes a hurricane. Like I said, like I always say, 70 mile an hour tropical storm and 75 mile per hour hurricane, there is no difference. So basically, they were also put under hurricane warning. So they basically just went through a hurricane there in Cancun. A lot of rain, a lot of wind. So thank you guys for watching today's video. We'll be watching this as a slight chance it could move back up into the Gulf of Mexico. I'm the Weather Dude, signing off. Till next time, I will catch you guys in the next video.